I think that he needs to have his Floyd Mayweather moment. And both the champions are going to know what I'm talking about. That moment that he had with Diego Corrales, where he went and took him apart. And Floyd, some people were saying the same thing a little bit, not as much, but a little bit about Floyd. He's a defensive fighter, he doesn't take chances, you can't hit him, all those kind of things. And then he goes in there with Diego Corrales, who good puncher, good fighter, champion, tremendous. And he takes him apart.
January 31st, 2026 is just weeks away, and the tension inside Madison Square Garden is already boiling over. But this time the buildup isn't about the usual power versus speed debate. It's something far more complex and dangerous, as Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez has become a clash of philosophies rather than styles. A collision between what many call the Matrix-level perfection of Shakur's defense, and what legendary trainer Teddy Atlas describes as Teofimo's neon talent. That raw, chaotic brilliance that can't be taught or planned for, leaving fans and experts asking a far more unsettling question. Is Shakur's defensive system truly unbreakable under pressure, or does Teofimo possess that one unpredictable, unteachable spark capable of shattering even the most flawless game plan when the lights are brightest?
Teofimo has those it factors, those special qualities, those explosive skills, those neon talents that I often talk about, that you either have them or you don't have them, where, whether you want to call it the quick twitch, muscles, fibers, whatever you want to call it, but he has those kind of explosive abilities. And that makes him a guy that, if he's on that particular night, it puts him at a different level.
Teddy Atlas has seen everything boxing has to offer, and when he looks at Teofimo Lopez, he sees something no statistic can capture, describing him as a fighter with neon talents. Those explosive, blinding flashes of brilliance that simply can't be taught, qualities you either have or you don't. And while Shakur Stevenson represents consistency, structure, and technical perfection, Teofimo is the ultimate wild card whose greatest weapon is unpredictability, a fighter who may look uneven against lesser opposition but transforms when the lights are brightest, using those neon traits to do things that defy logic, which is exactly why this matchup is so dangerous for Shakur, because he isn't facing a standard boxer. He's stepping in with a man who thrives in chaos.
Would Teofimo knock out Shakur? No. Can Teo adjust to the point where he beats Shakur? Yeah. You don't see how? Shakur hates slick and economic boxers. So does Teo. They both hate where each other are. Shakur looks great against volume punchers. De Los Santos sitting back and not being active, Shakur doesn't look good. That's when they say he's boring. The thing is, Teofimo Lopez is an excellent fighter. He beat Josh Taylor and Lomachenko. How did he beat Lomachenko? By being patient. Y'all sleeping on Teo. And it's at 140. Now, the thing what's wrong with Teo is, Teo also looks good as a counter puncher when you are a volume puncher too. Another thing is, Teo looks very great when he's dialed in. He fights more athletic than Shakur. Shakur fights far more technically sound, and he's a more gifted fighter skill-wise. I'm leaning towards Shakur, but Teo can win.
While Teddy Atlas focuses on the X Factor, Hall of Fame trainer Abel Sanchez has offered a prediction that has left the boxing world scratching its heads, as he doesn't foresee a knockout or even a clear winner at all, instead calling this high-stakes showdown a draw.
Shakur's a great talent, and Teofimo looked great in his last fight. Of course, he didn't have Shakur in front of him, but I think that for Shakur, he has to keep the fight at his distance. If he does that, I think it's a win for him. Teofimo, he's more, he wants to draw you and he wants to counterpunch. He's going to have to be a different guy this time. He's going to have to attack. He's going to have to be leading the fight, or else it's going to be a boring fight. I don't think it'll be a boring fight, but if he sits back and waits for Shakur, Shakur's going to wait for him, then it's not going to be exciting. But I think Teofimo will attack. I think Teofimo has to attack. I think Teofimo has to do what Zepeda did, except for Teofimo's a lot more talented than Zepeda was. So I think that I honestly, I see a draw. I don't know why I see a draw, but I just see them both having great rounds and giving us the kind of fight that I think the public is looking for.
His logic is ruthless. For Teofimo to win, he has to be the aggressor and take calculated risks. For Shakur to win, he must control the distance and stick to a disciplined, methodical, some would say boring game plan. Sanchez believes these two opposing forces could perfectly neutralize each other, creating a tactical stalemate where both men flash moments of brilliance, but neither is able to fully impose his will. A draw in a legacy fight like this would be controversial, yet given the clash of styles, it's a frighteningly realistic outcome.
I think it's really that time for him to really take his first loss and, me whoop his ass to the point where either he quits on the stool or I knock him out. How I see this fight being played out is with me pretty much setting that momentum for the people out there as well. Not really trying to force for it. However, I can't be too technical with Shakur. You got to make it a little ugly. You got to make it a little ugly. If you try to be too technical with Shakur, it could be too long of a weighted chess match. Certain people don't want to see that. They don't want to see pop shots. You know what I mean? They want to see good action. I have yet to see, and I think you could attest with me, I don't think we have seen Shakur face anyone higher than who he's going to face next, and that's of me. So, I definitely, commend him at least for stepping up to the plate. But I think it's time. I think it's really that time for him to really take his first loss and, me whoop his ass to the point where either he quits on the stool or I knock him out.
You really believe that, because everyone will say, oh man, Shakur is probably one of the best defensive fighters in the game. You really believe you can stop Shakur Stevenson?
The physical battle is only half the story, because the psychological war may already be decided, depending on who you believe. Things turned personal when Teofimo threatened to make Shakur quit on the stool, and Shakur's response was immediate and ice-cold. He revealed that he canceled Thanksgiving entirely, refusing to celebrate or relax. No Thanksgiving for me this year. We working today. That kind of sacrifice signals a fighter who is completely locked in. But Lamont Roach raises a harsh question about Teofimo's mindset. He believes Lopez isn't mentally built for a grueling 12-round chess match, predicting that if Teofimo can't land something big early, frustration will set in, his discipline will slip, and he'll be slowly dissected by the surgical precision of Shakur Stevenson.
He a little cuckoo too, like he has like a little mental lapses every once in a while.
So who do you think wins that fight between him and Teofimo Lopez if they fight?
I think Shakur wins. And I don't think it's going to be like a super tough fight either. His IQ will frustrate him.
Don't you think Teo has also good ring IQ and also is slick, fast?
I think explosive? So, but when you look at Teo's performances against guys that are just pure boxers, it's just like he almost lost to Sandor Martin. Some people thought he lost to Sandor Martin.
He did beat Loma, who's arguably at the time considered one of the best in the world.
He did, and that was a hell of a performance too. A hell of a performance too. So yeah, I mean, I think he's hit or miss. You got to think he got stuff. He a little cuckoo too. Like he has like a little mental lapses every once in a while. Look at the Kambosos fight. Like that's a fight that people would never expect Kambosos to win. And he won a grueling match against him as well. So I just, I don't know. I don't think he can get it done against Shakur when it comes to like, cause it's going to be just a skill match. I don't think he's going to try to rough Shakur up, and it's probably not going to work.
The fighters who have actually shared the ring with these two giants are noticing details the public often overlooks. Dalton Smith, who has sparred with Shakur since their amateur days, describes him as unbelievable and gives him the edge to win. Still, even Smith concedes that on paper this matchup is a genuine 50-50 fight, with margins so thin that a single moment could decide everything.
I think it's a great matchup. I'd probably have to favour Shakur in that on points. But like I said, Teofimo, one hell of a fighter. It really is a 50-50 fight. And of course I'll be keeping my eye on that. But what a time to be a fighter in the 140-pound division. It's exciting.
Absolutely. I think, have you sparred with Shakur? I think I saw you in the interview talk about what was that sparring like and why is he the favorite over Teo?
I just think how he's progressed over the years. You can't deny Shakur's one hell of a fighter. He's a boxer. I don't think he's the biggest puncher, but his boxing and IQ and skills is a great fighter. And obviously, I remember Shakur from back in the junior days. Shakur's a good guy, and he's just one hell of a fighter.
Was it really difficult to hit him? Was his defense really that great?
No, it was many years ago. Obviously, the sparring's are competitive. It was great. Obviously, we used to go over. I went over a couple of times to Colorado for the training camps. I used to go with the Great Britain team, and we learned valuable lessons going over there, mixing it with the USA team, and You know, all that over the years brings us to these moments now.
Keyshawn Davis, a close teammate of Shakur Stevenson, offers a clear vision of how the fight could unfold. He sees Shakur controlling the early rounds with speed and precision, before Teofimo Lopez makes late adjustments, leaning on his size and power to swing the momentum. Davis also makes an important point. A loss wouldn't end Teofimo's rise unless it's humiliating. But if Shakur dismantles him and makes him look amateur, that long-talked-about takeover could be finished for good.
I see it playing out, let's say, I see it starting off slow.
Okay.
And then I see as Shakur wins the first round, as Shakur wins the second round, slowly, I think Teo is eventually going to start picking it up and start imposing his will.
Right.
And then, you know, it's just going to go from there. That's how I think it's going to go.
That's a fair assessment.
That's a fair one.
Especially for that to be his brother.
I think it's going to be close. I think it'll be closer than people think.
Tay was
very good. Hey, one thing I can say though, because you know, I've been seeing, we've been amateur together and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Teo can fight.
I'm telling you that. Teo can fight.
Winning back
if you said he couldn't, you'd be lying.
Right. That's a real assessment though. I think Shakur still wins, but it's going to be closer than people think.
Teo is nice. A lot, man, no doubt.
Yeah, and Keyshawn, speaking of Teo, you know, you've been vocal about your desire to fight Teofimo Lopez. And of course, I was there in Las Vegas, right, when you FaceTime Teo. Now Teo's fighting Shakur Stevenson. But do we see Keyshawn and Teo at some point?
How was Teo acting when I FaceTimed him? Since you brought it up, how was he acting?
You tell me. You tell the people.
Why do I gotta tell you?
You gotta tell him anyway. Right. How was he acting? How was he acting?
Hey, all I'm gonna say is he was not motivated.
Right.
He kept saying he wanted boots.
But look,
he kept saying he wanted boots.
What you asked me again? Because I want to answer that. What'd you say?
No, do we see you and Teo fight in the future?
Oh, depending on what Shakur do with him.
Hey, losing to Shakur though, that can't be a death sentence, right? We can still see Teo back.
It depends how bad he loses.
I was about to say.
So you think it's gonna be bad?
Let's say he loses a competitive fight.
Yeah,
I think that would be the most common answer is Shakur outpoints him in a very competitive fight.
Beats him.
What then? What then for you and Teo?
For the businessman, huh?
All right, cool. Okay, since you worded it like that, I don't, because I won't go say that shit.
Max Kellerman highlighted the one detail most people are overlooking. Teofimo Lopez is the one who asked for this fight. In an era where fighters avoid Shakur Stevenson at all costs, Teofimo actively demanded the challenge. That willingness to walk straight into the fire isn't just confidence. It's a dangerous form of fearlessness, and it matters more than people realize.
Is a real super fight, and I said this on the broadcast for Crawford and Canelo, can't be promoted into existence.
Right.
What a real super fight is, the dust settles in an era, and there are two dudes left standing. There's Ali, there's Frazier, there's Leonard, there's Hagler, there's Mayweather, there's Pacquiao. That's a super fight, right? There's Crawford, there's Canelo. Those are two big fighters of the era. This type of fight, this could easily be at the end of an era, because Teo might be a dude left standing and Shakur could be the dude left standing, right?
I agree.
But it could happen now. It could happen now.
Sean Porter gives Shakur Stevenson a slight 60-40 edge, but he warns that Teofimo Lopez's explosiveness is hardwired into who he is. We've seen this story before. Against Lomachenko, Teofimo was counted out. Against Josh Taylor, many said he was done. Both times, he flipped the script and shocked the world. He's built a reputation as the upset king, and history shows that betting against Teofimo when his back is against the wall is usually a losing proposition.
And betting against him when his back is against the wall has historically been a bad idea.
Teofimo Lopez. Another easy fight. The problem with him is he's too delusional to go in the gym and fix his mistakes. So I ain't even gonna, I can't say it all. Like I said, I'm gonna make that fight look easy.
We're staring at the ultimate clash, the unstoppable force versus the immovable object. On one side stands Shakur Stevenson, a defensive mastermind who skipped holidays to sharpen himself beyond measure. On the other, Teofimo Lopez, a man with neon talents and a track record of toppling champions. Will Shakur's discipline dismantle Teofimo's psyche, or will the takeover claim its most dangerous victim yet? The experts are divided, trainers are calling for draws, and the fighters are locked and loaded for war.
He's just not a talented guy, he's ultra talented. And he's got some great hand speed, and his feet work very well.
Absolutely.
So he's kind of hard, he's an elusive guy to catch up to. And if that's what his game plan is, you know, if he's successful with that, Tio is the guy that may not like the way that Shakur fights when they get in the ring. He may not, you know, he may stop and stump his feet and say, "Come on, man, let's fight."
Yeah, let's fight.
Shakur may say, "Nah, we're not fighting. We're boxing."
Yep, and you know that's what I was gonna finish off with. A lot of people saying this is a 60-40 fight, 70-30, being Shakur the favorite. Do you see it that way, or do you think this is a 50-50 fight?
Nah, you said 60-40?
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely. No, Tio's definitely in this fight. He's in it to win it. I mean, we talking pure boxing,
yeah,
Shakur, but we talk a dog, Tio.
Yeah.
And Tio's just as fast. I mean, like, there's speed and there's elite speed. Tio's got speed. Shakur's got elite speed. But that's not too far off, especially when you're not a come forward fighter. Shakur's not a come forward, step to you with my speed and hurt you with my speed type fighter.
Yeah.
So, you know, that speed gets neutralized when you're moving in the other direction.
Absolutely.
It gets neutralized when you're moving in the other direction. No, it's not 60-40. It's a 50-50 fight.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it from.
Who do you see coming out on top in this ultimate battle of styles? Drop your prediction in the comments below. That wraps up today's video. If you enjoyed it, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and tap the bell so you never miss our future breakdowns. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear from you.